right, great day. Let's get some tunes going. There we go. I had a crash of my system. Happens. It happens. All right, let's pin this. Government shutdown in continuation. And we're going to check and see what's going on. My stuff, crypto, fear and greed, Forex factory. There we go. Short volumes. Do I have that on there too? Daily short volumes. There we go. Those are my typical ones that I have open. All right. I'm going to have to reboot. I got to, you know, sometimes you just have to do the updates to your system. That's what I got going on. I think that the Qs on NVIDIA, why? Oh, see on super charts. I don't know why it's not showing me the chart. Come on. Let's do this. All right. 3 hours. Let's make that a 24 hours. And November 6th of 2025, I've got to update over here. So I also want to see, can you guys give me a, hey Jane, this is awesome, welcome back. I have the chat area set up right here, so you should be able to see when you're chatting. So if you want me to give you a shout out, put it right there, and we will have a great chat. Join the leap. What is this? All right. So let's get this cleaned up. A lot has happened since I've been traveling through this chaos. I will tell you, pack your patience. Thankfully, 0 issues for me. And I'm very thankful for that. And we will get this cleaned up. Let's look at our limits over here. First off, 677.58, 623.28. Let's go back here. 244.86. Ooh la la. Undo that. 244.68 and 473.11. All right, so you got it, Terry. Did it show up? Did you see it? Did you see it on the chat right here? Could you see when you put Tesla? Let me know. Let me know. All right, so we got our limits. Today is the 6th, yes. And if you are on TikTok, you saw me live at 5:55 this morning. It was my first time doing live yoga on TikTok. You didn't see it? How about now? Did you see it? Try again. Test, test, test. Let me see if I do a test chat box. Ooh, let me put it here. Hold on, hold on. Let's try test for chat box. There, did you see it? I see it. There you go. Do you see it now? I saw it. Goes fast. Huh. I don't know why, Terry, it's not showing. No. Yeah. Let's see. Stream chat. Let me go to the settings. Let's test it and see. Oh, there we go. Bro's going all in. Oh no, sorry, that's hey, that's funny. That's just the browser settings. Okay. Okay. Control audio, refresh browser, use custom frame rate, custom code, close. It's weird. I don't see Twitter on there. Yeah, I do. There you go, Terry. Great day, Roger. You see, Terry? Your little emojis came up. Let me just go into the settings. Maybe it has to do with hide delay. Okay, I'll make it 20 seconds. It was 15 seconds. There you go. Disabled message animations, show platform icons. Okay, Yeah, let's sort of show the platform icons, show where everybody's tuning in from. Okay, cool. There you go. So if you guys see something that I miss, give me a heads up in the chat. That'd be awesome. I'm reading my chat on my right side. You're working. Yes. Awesome. Okay, so we got the limits up. Let me go ahead and tweet those out over on Twitter. It will forever be Twitter for me. I'm not really a fan of calling it X. How has your day been? How are you feeling? I do yoga, like I said, 5:55 on TikTok now. We'll do it tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, another trip during this time. All right, let's go to Crypto Fear and Greed. What do we have going on? Crypto Fear and Greed is a 24, and Fear and Greed in general is a 24 as well. All right, so whatever is going to happen, it's going to be the same type of move, in my opinion, on crypto and stocks. All right, let's go to Forex Factory for announcements today. We still have the government shutdown. It's not opening. If you have friends that need food and you have some extra canned food, share it out, right? If you have the extra ability, share it with those food banks to help people that really don't have it. It's people helping people. You can see the government doesn't really care. So help your fellow neighbor, drop off some cans at a food bank, and help somebody that doesn't have that food to feed their family or themselves. All right. Today is Thursday. FOMC Waller is speaking. Other than that, we've got a whole bunch of chatter, but likely not a lot, except for these job cuts up 175% year over year. All right, so we're getting into 2020 job cut rates area. That's not good to see the job cuts, right? 175%. What do you think the market's going to do with that news today? All right, what do we have going on with NVIDIA? So with NVIDIA, we topped out up here. We've got the 269. Let's pull this back to down here. Okay, so since we had this support level down here, they sold at negative 202.60 right here. So we're going to remove this one. We need to get above 202.60 before it's a full-on bull. Otherwise, we're potentially in retracement mode. Does look like it hit the 15 EMA here and bouncing on NVIDIA. Midline as well. So if we continue back up, we break above with, I'm going to say above 200. If we can go back up above 200, my target's going to be 210 for NVIDIA, but we're still below that big money level from the breakout zone here of the most recent support. So since NVIDIA does affect the market overall, right? It's a major name in the Qs and the SPY, that this could really affect the market. If we see this drawback down all the way down here, if we see this flip today and come in, I would anticipate that it's going to show a 194 zone and a potential move up for big moves. All right, let's also check out, because I haven't been in front of my computer working on all this stuff. So the big money since October, their level, which they bounced off of 671.94. So I'm going to say maybe we're a bull. Maybe we are a bull. Let's go to the Qs. How about the Qs? Big money level down here still, 604.72. We are above. How about the Russell? Let's do the Russell. Smash that like. Thank you. Thank you, Willie. All right. So now you guys can also see when somebody else comments. Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. Let's say that government people really don't work for our benefit in general, and we need to help others. If we help others like I help you all in the morning, I help you try to make some money so you can have a better life. If you can take a can to a food bank, do it. If you have that ability, if the grocery store, if they're selling bags of food, buy a bag if you have the ability for yourself. When you give to others, it really lifts you up, and there's nothing better than taking care of others and seeing them being taken care of. The government does not have that mentality. The government has the mentality of pay us money and we will hide the real budget from you, where that money goes, and we'll give you this out of this much money that you give us. So let's take care of each other, right? Let's do that, and let's take care of each other. That's the best thing I can say. I would say if you enjoy my live streams, go ahead and take a can to a food bank. Buy a bag of food at the grocery store to donate to a food bank. Help others, right? That's the best thing that we can do, is help other people in need, right? Okay, a lot has been saying today is the day, Tesla and open door earnings. Yes, Willie, I use NVIDIA like a market internal. Yes, I agree, Terry. Howdy, Fish and Deer. All right, people on food stamps get $1,000 for 3 family members. That's one mom with 2 children. Trump is trying to cut that back to $600 or $500. Well, here's the thing, Roger. With SNAP and all of that, 50% is run by the state, municipality, area. 50% is government. So the fact that they're saying 500 makes sense, because that's getting rid of the government portion. It's only the state portion of funding. So that $500 does need to be made up somewhere for those people that need to eat. And if you were to tell 2 of your friends, hey, let's go donate to a food bank, $1, $5, $10, $20, $30, $50, $100, bring food. If everybody were to say, hey, let's make a stop at the food bank, I think that's what needs to be trending now, is help your fellow neighbor, take food to a food bank. And you will see that people will be lifted up and no one will go hungry, because people will take care of people. All right? All right, you know what? I'm gonna post that out. Let's see. Help take care of others. Donate food to a local food bank. Let's get this trending and help others that are in need. All right, I'm putting that out. Patriots unite. Let's work together. There you go. I'm going to the States tomorrow. I will buy a bag at the grocery store. It's not the same in Canada at the moment. However, food banks are running out of food. Okay, so let's get into what is moving, right? We have Tesla on the agenda for today. Tesla with the vote for Musk's pay. NVIDIA had a big up pre-market. Now it's pulled back. Qubits is moving. We also have IonQ moving. And we have Snap moving. Snap. Snappity chat. You're going to the States? All of them? Ha ha ha. Well, you know, Willie, I live in Canada, so when I say I'm going to the States, yeah, I'm going to the States. I returned yesterday. I'm going back tomorrow. I live an international life. It's really funny. When I moved up here, I didn't think I'd be moving quite, going back and forth. It's been insane since middle of October, but I will embrace it and I will go with it. All right, Novo Nordisk is pulling to the downside. If you guys have any that you would like to see me call out, oh, Duolingo, baby. Duo out of your pocket. RDW. Let's see here. Qubits, Cold, Tiva, Rivian. I saw my first Rivian truck in Canada in the neighborhood yesterday. KMX, I'm guessing that's CarMax. Never heard back from the Open Door CEO. I never reached out. But making moves. All right. There we go. That's what we're going to be covering today. Let me tweet that out. I need to slide this over. Slide it on over. You've tried to teach my poor friends how to invest and grow small amounts into Snowball. Their eyes glaze over. Not everybody has the mental capacity for it, Willie. You know what? Like, my 2 kids are different. And as much as you have that ability. You can only teach someone, and you can only help someone to the extent with which they want to be helped. I've learned this from my first husband that was an alcoholic, and I literally tried everything. We went to therapy. The therapist was like, yes, you have an issue. And that was a growth in my life to say there's more than just accepting someone that won't help themselves. So that was a great lesson. Life is all about lessons, and hardships teach you. So with that, you can only help someone at the level with which they want to be helped. You have to meet people where they are, and that's it. As much as you want something for someone, like I want so much for my mom, I'm sure you want so much for your dad, but they have to literally make that decision themselves. Until then, it can be like talking to a wall. All right, so welcome back if you have seen my live streams before. Welcome if you are brand new. What do I look at? So full disclaimer, I had my Series 7 25 years ago. I'm no longer a licensed financial advisor. So please trade with proper risk management, trade with your own thoughts and perspective and opinion on everything that I talk about today. These are my ideas and opinions that I'm sharing with you in hopes that it will help you with a profitable trade. However, all of the risk and risk management is on you. That being said, what do I follow? I follow the really big money of the stock market. The person that has the biggest wallet is going to control the market the most. They're going to be able to say when it goes up, when it goes down, when you have a nice little NVDA correction from 207 down to 195, 194. So with all of that, I follow the big money. The big money runs the market. It will help you make money when they're making money. Let's check one more thing over here. UVXY, right? UVXY, big money level 1053. We are below it. That means, hey, it's bull day. It's bull day until we go above 1053. On average, we see that it's a 10-day is the maximum draw down. We had 1, 2, 3 before it reversed. So right now with VXX, we are still in a little bit of that fear zone. Why? We got the government shutdown, longest shutdown in history. This is staying up until it opens. That might be forever because they are not opening it up. All right. Do not anticipate. What would you do? What would life look like for you if they never opened up? 3346. Anticipate that. Local municipalities, state budgets, that's what's going to be running people's lives right now. Okay, 957. Interesting, VXX is at 3328, and that has not dropped, and UVXY is showing a bull move. SPXY, yes, a bull move as well. Yeah, without any greedy politicians, I agree. I agree. I'm liking this music. I've had a great morning so far, except for when I was trying to do Shavasana and relax, and my daughter was playing on the tablet and talking. Not so relaxing. Uh-oh. SRTY. That's showing still red. All right, we are at 1117. Not anymore. That's what we are witnessing, really. The fall of the cabal is happening right now, if you know what the cabal is. All right, let's get into crypto. If you are here and you are a crypto follower, let's do it. All right, so I mentioned big money. I just put the daily points of control for the big money levels. We're gonna do that now for Bitcoin. For October, where's my October level? It's all the way up here. Hold on, bear with me. I'm looking for it. That's not what I want. Did it come all the way down here? Here we go. We are up at 111.7328. Over here, 111.073 and 28 cents. Oh, 111.073.28. All right, that's the big money level on the daily. For Ethereum, big money level is right here. It looks like Christmas. 38.63.55. 38.63 and 55 cents. Now, when they show green or when they show red, oh, the warlords, cartel families rule Arizona and California. Oh, is that the cartel? Yeah, okay, yes. I don't know how the cartels are going to fare when the political government collapses. See, we are actually having the collapse happen. Here's another word to the wise, okay? You guys are following me. I have warned you about government and bank collapses in the past. Get ready, right? Have some cash on hand. Get ready for systems not working. Get ready for potential chaos of networks being hacked, of potential chaos. Doge level has not changed, 0.19444. Let's go to Solana. So make sure you have some extra cash on hand. I'm sure Willie does. Willie's been through this stuff before. 193 and 46 cents is Solana. Daily point of control. And Zcash. Zcash, I've been talking about it. And did I get in? No. 235.35. My life has been a little busy. Trading is just me pretty much right at the moment with my longer swing positions, because I'm doing a lot. All right, so let's go back. Let's create day trades, day trade setups for Bitcoin. We came down, we hit this 400 simple down here and it bounced. However, we are still below. We did have bigger money on this day. Turtle, what country are you in? It looks like you've got a Chinese logo there. What country are you in? Certain countries are restricted, so you could buy an inverse ETF if you are able to do that, or you have a margin account with your broker, which is basically a credit agreement that allows you to have credit to that they lend you, where you borrow, like a mortgage, you borrow the stock from them, and then you are able to sell it. That's why it's called short, because you don't actually own it, right? So that's where you're in the USA. Okay, so that's how you can do it, is you would make sure that you have a margin trading account, and you would short whatever you want as long as they have the shares. Now, the market could go up while all of this is happening. The market is illogical. So you have to understand trading. So if you're brand new to trading, you wouldn't want to risk everything and then end up in a scenario where you're owing the broker money, right? So you could also short using options, longer time frame, as a protection for stock. Why am I doing 302? All right, so big money intraday. I'm checking out what's happened at the beginning of the trading day for day trade setups. What happened starting last night, because that's where it is for crypto, forex, commodities, and futures, is last night's start. So for a potential short trade on Bitcoin, we've got 102.300, potential long trade 103.600. The intraday big money level for today's trading day, not big picture, just today, is 103.215. Now when this is red, over here, the daily point of control, big money has sold. If it is green, that means that they are below. They were buying, which means it's likely going to go up. If it is yellow, it's positioning. All right, all right. I would do 50 there. That only gives you 12 points. Let's go down. I see a ladder behind me. Getting some fun things on our house? $330. There we go. 3,330, and we're going to put it up above this 161 here. Well, let's put it 3405 there. We want to make sure that we have some nice opportunities to the downside and to the upside. We get out of the traffic zone. All right, 3330 and 3405. Oops, big money level right now on the intraday is at 33.87 and 75 cents. All right, let's go to XRP. All right, XRP is testing that big money level from below. So I'm going to say you probably want to go really above that for a longer term swing trade. However, for an intraday trade, we could go here, 2.328. There we go. For a potential day trade, or down below here, 2.265. All right, 2.265 for potential short on XRP. Big money is above 2.32. Oops, 2.328 for potential long. Big money on the intraday is at 2.3082. All right, let's go to XLM. It feels good to be home on my computer with proper internet. Okay, 0. Oopsies. Oopsie daisy. 0.28. Oh, 78. Bum bum. Bum bum. Bum ba da ba da bum bum. All right, let's put it here. 0.272. All right, for XLM, 0.272, 0.278. Intraday big money levels at 0.273740. Do you all have any questions, any stocks, any cryptos you'd like me to check out? Put it in the chat, or forever hold your voice from today's live stream. All right, here we go. Looks like a bit of consolidation over here. I'm just going to get rid of this text. I'm not sure why it's there. Do 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 do, bum, bum bum, bum bum, bum ba da ba da bum bum. I'm gonna put down here. Oops, here we go. 0.1612. All right, and potential long trade up above. We'll get outside the camera rails and the pivots. 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right. So for Doge, potential short below 0.1612, potential long above 0.1666 at, oh, not 66, 0.166. And big money is at 0.16342. We are students listening to our mentor now for guidance. Ah, thanks, Roger. You know what? It's just a fellow friend helping another friend, right? I'm no better. I just have studied this. That's it. Being humble is important as well. And I'm happy to help. All right. Everybody has their expertise. I've studied this. All right, Solana. 157.50 and 161.50 for intraday trade. Big money is at 159.12. Let's go to Zcash. Who bought Zcash? It is monstrous. Look at this. Profits. Look at all that. I left that on the table. Why? Because I've been busy in life. It's not a answer, but a reality. Other things are happening. Let's say 554. 555. Let's make it an even 555. Kind of like the time that I do yoga on TikTok. 555. I realized that after the fact. All right. 484. Let's go 449. 480. Sorry, 485. There we go. 485 and 555 for potential trades on Zcash today. Look at that. $70 swing. Big money is at 513.40 at this moment. Only crypto that is in the green. If you know Gary, the numbers guy, numerology, he has been talking about that for a while. Got to give him a shout out. All right, let's put that. Yep. All right. There we go, giving him a shout out. All right. Let's swing it on over to stocks. If you have any stocks or crypto you are interested in checking out and you do not see it on my list, please do not be shy. Please put it in the chat. Let's all profit. You might see something that I don't see, and it could be spectacular. It could be amazing. It could be something that makes everybody money. And the goal of this is a community of traders helping fellow traders. If you see something positive, shout it out. If you see something negative, shout it out. The shout outs help others, right? All right. So big money right now is at 464. I feel like this is over. Let's move it like this. I want to make these bigger. I feel like I need to expand this a little bit. All right, let's go 459.50. $464.50 for Tesla. All right, 459.50, 464.50. The float 2.8 billion. You might not trust me, but I've been doing this for a while and I remember that, unless it's changed. So I like to know what the float is. Why? So that I know how quickly something's going to move. Now, our daily point of control since the most recent earnings. We're going to put it over here since most recent earnings. And we see that they were 461.60. Ooh. That means, hold on, 459.50. Yellow positioning. All right, let's look at our daily short volume. Jane, what on earth is short volume? Well, Turtle asked me, hey, how can I short? So with shorts and shorting stock, you open your position as a sell. You're selling the stock. So short volumes means that you have sold the stock in the position, right? You're opening it as a short. You're borrowing that stock. That is reported to FINRA every night after the market closes. So right now we are starting to see that the short volume is dropping. Overnight, it was at 40%. I look for that to see, hey, is this going to be a short squeeze at open? Could you potentially trade it in the first 15 minutes and ride that little rocket ship if you miss the overnight swing? Yeah, you could. Now, it's quick and short, and you have to be aggressive at locking your profit, okay? When the short volume is less than 50%, that means that more people were buying the day prior. IonQ, more people shorted yesterday than bought. So IonQ might have a super spike at open because of that. That's why I checked that out. All right, sell it without owning it. Yes, just like a mortgage, right? You buy the house without really owning it. The bank owns it. You borrow the money from the bank to have the use of it. So it's kind of like mortgaging stock in a way. That's the best way I can get people to understand it in their brains. All right, 198.50 for a potential long on NVIDIA today. Short level. That's a very selling top to the day so far. La, 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 la. Oh. 196.50. Really, look, if you come 195.97, you got a bigger move down. Let's do 195.97. 195.97, 198.50, and it's 23.3 billion. Oh, I'm in the swing of things. I feel good today. Did my yoga. You guys have to join me. Yoga 5:55. It's just before 6. It's really not that bad, right? All right, 177.75 for a big money level there. Let's go to qubits. Qberts. I like calling it qberts. Qberts. Hello there, Qberts. What you got going on? Oh, this was up big time earlier. Interesting. Some manipulation going on the name. So that means it's going to offer some great trade potential. 30.38 here for potential short or above 32.50. Earnings today. La 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 la. Great day, Solon. La 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 la. All right. $31.16. All right, this is an earnings, so that means it gets a bold. If you have never been here, welcome. If you have a stock or crypto you would like me to... All right, so Willie is saying, oh, you know what? We didn't do open. Willie, thank you. Is open up or down today? Up 13 cents. We will, let's talk about open now because we're talking about it and I brought it up. We got to break out of this downward trend, right? We got this downward trend line here. Millions of people throw away money on rent that could be building equity. Whoever offers it will explode. Okay, so here we go. Rent to own style. So we'll say up above 753. And it's a lower float stock. So it, not lower float, but lower price. So even a 6 cent move is good, but that move above 740 is going to be, oh, hello. It's going to be a bigger one. Let's do 753. 753 and 724. All right, I don't have it over here, but that's what we're looking at. Let's make this even right here. So you can see we're in this downward trend. That next leg, if we were to measure this, do a measured move from the bottom here. Third leg, we're getting ready for a fifth leg up. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I would say roughly 927 on to 737. We'll call it 750 plus 9. Let's look at 1650 as a target longer term. If you are into lottos, you might say, I don't know, end of first quarter, March, 1650. Lotto trade there. All right, let's go to IonQ. Thank you, Willie, for shouting that out. All right, so over here, 58.50. Nope, negative. We've got to go up above here. Let's do 59. 59. Why? Because we got the camera really right here. We got the big money at 58.58, so we don't want to go right up against the big money. You can see they bought on the 90 simple, and we had earnings overnight. So earnings level is down at 55.48. That's pretty bullish. My charting says 13 to 15 by December, possibly. Sure, Willie. Best thing, right, by the time. You can always, if you're doing it short term, it could potentially expire like a melt cube, ice cube, a melt cube. That was really funny. So that's why I say go out further, first quarter, end of first quarter. BBAI, MSTR. Okay, guys, you got it, you got it. Let me finish this list here. Let's go 57 and 59. Intel. Oh, my goodness, you guys are screaming them out. Okay, let's type it. MSTR, BBAI, Intel. All right, position trade. Thank you, Frank. Yes. If you guys are asking me for a name, can you put, swing or day trade with the ticker? That would be awesome. Then I can give you my perspective on both. I typically will give you my perspective on both anyways, but if I know more what you're looking for, it helps. All right, Snap 880 and 850. Earnings, snappity snap. I've never been a Snapchat user. 901 is the big money point of control. That's looking bearish to me. 8.5 and 8.8, and it has 1.09 billion in the float. All right, let's go to Novo Nordisk. Earnings after hour. Maybe some of those lawsuits did a number on it. 48.46. All right. $48.80 for a smaller trade, but you can see that if it gets up above 49.26, 49.40 here, you've got a 60-cent trade. So you could start off small with the 48.80, go for 20 cents, or wait for more aggressive. You know what? Now we're gonna bring it down here. 48.20. There we go. 48.20 there. All right, or potential short below 47.40. 47.40, 48.20. Oklo, long term. You got it, Shakira. Thank you for letting me know. All right, let's check this out. Oh, float, 3.3 billion. That way you know the size of the train that you're dealing with it having to stop, the inertia. Is it going to take a lot of people trading it or a little bit of people trading it? Duolingo. Yeah, Duolingo seems to be amazing, right? It's a good concept, but their stock not doing so spectacular. All right, big money is at 204. 16. These are earnings. Snap was earnings too. All right, Duolingo. Do I have any lines on this chart? I do not. Don't know. Don't worry about where I put them right now. It's just for marking. All right, 198. 188, 10 point. This is lower float, so caution on this one. This is less than 50 million. It could move very quickly. Shorting could be scary if it goes against you very quickly. $188, $198. All right, let's go to ELF. Market is dropping hard now. Okay. It's pre-market. Maybe they're just doing that so they can get in to take it higher. Today will likely be a bigger expansive move in the market in general. Duolingo is looking like a sell. All right, let's come on over to ELF. What do we have going on for ELF? Let's see, we got to put it up here above above 94. 54 million. Big money is at 92.72 from earnings. I'm going to call that a yellow as well. Lower float, 88. We're going to put it 88. 88 and 94 for ELF. Don't get caught in the traffic box like in New York City or that highway that's got rush hour traffic. Make your life easier. Go for the easier, clear money trade. All right, let's come back here. All right, CarMax, the open of the car world, if I can envision that. I think that's kind of the way I've envisioned open. All right, 35 and 38. 35, 38. It has 146 million in the float, and big money level from earnings back here, likely above us. Yeah, 42.13. QCOM, it's 9/11. Earnings overnight for QCOM. Did Barron's ever put out a cover? Side note. They have not put out a cover for November. It's very weird. They always have their covers out. Unless it says dual, oops, unless it says dual, like a bi-weekly edition. And usually it's a really big image when I open it up. It's very weird. One day I'll go to New York. Okay, sounds good, Roger. I figured out what that clickety click click noise is. It's someone following me on Tradingview. So if you want to follow me on Tradingview too, the ideas that I post, you guys get to see them live. So I should get those people to, I should figure out how to link my YouTube so I can stream on. I don't think they do streaming on Tradingview anymore. I should ask them. Okay, 174 and 179.50. Float 1.08 billion. And daily point of control is going to be at 175.63. All right. So Qualcomm is earnings as well. Let's get to the ones that you guys want to see. Then we're going to do, okay, we already did open. Let's go to MSTR. Anybody want coin as well? MSTR below that big money. Oops, let's remove that trend line there. Below that big money level from earnings, which is at 254.55 right there. So I'd say a short below 250.40. And a long above 253.50. All right. I would say it would, in my opinion, need to break above 275 for this to be a bigger move. They've been selling. 3 above us, and then we have this one down here at 254.55. Let's go to BBAI. I totally misspelled that over there. I typed O. BBAI. Coming into pre-earnings, bounced off of the 161, looking fairly nice over there. All right, let's come on over. See how our Camarillas and pivots look. I'm going to say up above 626, a 13-point move, but above 640, bigger 23, and above 663. Oh my goodness. Is it going to get all the way up there? Probably not. That's a really big move for such a small, low-price stock. I would say potential short below 6 right there. And I don't know if that was a long or... That's what I'm saying, Willie, not Billy. Intel. Intel longer term position. So we had this box over here of consolidation. It moved up, came back, potentially moving. Let's see where the big money is. It's got to break above 30. Let's do 39.60 as a 36. Let's put it, sorry, 40. Let's do it at 40 for a potential long trade. Short stop, I would put, or not short stop, excuse me, but a stop for a long-term position, I would put at 36 over here. So it's got to break above 40 in my opinion for it to be a nice, clear move to the upside. You are probably correct. Thank you, Glenn. I appreciate that. I make typos. I am not ashamed to say I miss that sort of stuff, and I do make typos. So thank you. Thank you for pointing it out so everybody has a better perspective on what I'm trying to say. All right. Oklo. I'm going to put up above 124. Let's let it get clear here. We've got earnings coming up, so a bit more of a caution. We see that money is flowing out overall. Potential for this to, if it holds support at 109 on the big picture, if we put it below 120 and 124 is what I see for Oklo. Let's do 120.20 and 124 for Oklo, Shakira. And I would be cautious because earnings is coming up next Tuesday. So earnings is like a true gamble. You don't know where it's going to go. We can see somewhat of a head, shoulder. So if this neckline breaks over here at 108, 110, if you're not able to trade after hours, it could really affect, and it could drop back down. Risk would be, in my opinion, back down probably to the 161 here to 82. So 40 points going into earnings. All right, that's what I see about that. Let's check out the indexes quick. Let's go to the Dow. We already checked out the big money levels. They are correct over here for October 1st. Now for an intraday sort of trade, we have the bottom at 472.50. Let's put it down at 472.35 or above 473.88. Yeah, the future guidance is always super important with any earnings. You can have a negative earnings, but if they are investing money back into the company and there's plausible reason as to why it's negative based off of growth, then it can be a positive forward looking. All right, so October for IWM is at 245.08. So we need to be above that for potential swing trade, day trade, faux show. We can put this down here. 243.88. And let's put it on up above where the big money is. On the intraday, it's at 245.35. So let's put it up at 245.50. Correct. All right, 625 to the upside for IWM today. Excuse me, the Qs. What am I talking about? The Qs. 622. I feel like they are potentially loading up on NVIDIA around the midline there. And so that could be a bit stagnant. And then we're going to see an explosion move today in the market. It is an 8-day. That tends to be a pretty good big money day. What did I do? What did I do here? 622, 625. Let's go to the Russell. Did I skip the Russell? No, I didn't. I just didn't put it here. 243.88 and 245.50. Positioning on the Russell. So Willie is a longer term trader, has a lot of desire to see open move to the upside, has a lot of belief, strong belief. that it is going to move to the upside. So he's got it there with 90% of his portfolio in open. High risk, putting all 90% of your eggs in one basket, but it could pay off beautifully. And 10% in Tesla. Let's put it negative. Let's put this up here. 676.97 for the SPY. Big money intraday is at 678.87, or a bull move above 679.50. 676.97, 679.50. Willie says he was in early on Tesla and PLTR. He sees the opportunity here as well. All right, so thank you all for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. It's no longer October 31st. Let's rename this. All right, I hope you have an amazing trading day. If you enjoyed the live stream, come and join me at 5:55 in the mornings, 5:55, 5 to 6 on TikTok for yoga every day. Center yourself, get your mind clear, motivated, and centered for your day. Join me at 8:15 on Twitter, TikTok, no, not TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch for the daily trade setups. Have an amazing trading day. As I love to say, don't just have a good day,